Here at Anderson Creek Primary School, we strive to instill in our students a love and a joy for reading. We believe if we can build a reading foundation for them, they will become productive citizens and can be whatever they dream of being. We think reading can open a world of possible. We have some very exciting things planned for our students this year to help them believe that reading can open a world of possible. To kick off our reading program, we had our first reading celebration today. All students participated in Camp Read a Lot. Students were able to read in a tent, decorate a bookmark, and even enjoy a fun s'more snack. Each month we will have a fun reading celebration to encourage students to not only read at school, but at home as well. You should be familiar with this reading log already. Every night, students should be reading at least 15 minutes. Record the date, title or titles of books they read, and how many minutes they read. At the end of the month, teachers will total the number of minutes they read for that month. Our goal is for every student to read at least 300 minutes a month. This would be equivalent to them reading 15 minutes a night, 5 days a week. If a student reaches their goal each month, they will receive a book charm for their reading necklace. Each month is a different color. The charms are displayed in a case outside the door of our media center. Go by there and check them out. We know students will be so excited to wear their necklaces and collect all 9 charms. We will also be tracking their reading progress in our hallway. We have large books on the wall that correspond to the color of the book charms. When a student reaches 300 minutes, their picture will be put on the first book. At 600 minutes, their picture will move to the second book. At 900 minutes to the third book, and so on. We're also tracking their progress in their leadership notebook. They will color in the appropriate book as they reach their goal. They will be able to track their minutes throughout the whole year and hopefully color each book. Now let's talk about reading expectations throughout the year. At the beginning of the year in kindergarten, students are just beginning to learn how print works and to use what they know about letters and sounds to read simple books. In a Level A text, students practice reading one line of text, reading left to right. They rely heavily on the picture for support. One of the biggest mistakes parents make is to cover the picture. When you are reading with your child at home, don't cover it up. The picture is there for them as support. We encourage students to look at the first letter of an unfamiliar word and use the picture to monitor their reading. It is also important at this level for students to point to the words so they can match one spoken word with one word in print. All students in kindergarten are expected to read a Level A by October. In January, the expectation is a Level C. Level C texts usually have 2 to 6 lines of print on each page. At this point, students begin to read with more expression. Level C books have some simple dialogue and more sight words. By the end of the year in kindergarten, students are expected to read a Level D text. Once in Level D, students should no longer need to point to each word because their eyes can now match the spoken word to the print on the page. Students continue to read with expression using punctuation and phrasing to reflect the meaning of the story. They are also able to read 2-syllable words such as going and looking. At the beginning of first grade, students are expected to read a Level D, which is the end of year expectation for kindergarten. In order to maintain this level from the end of kindergarten to the beginning of first grade, students must have lots of opportunities to read and be read to over the summer. By January, students are expected to read a Level G. Level G books have 3 to 8 lines of text per page, but the print is smaller and there are more words on the page. Students should recognize a large number of sight words and read a variety of genres. By the end of the year, students should be reading a Level J. They should be able to read multiple genres and even short chapter books. They can quickly apply word-solving strategies to read words with multiple syllables, with inflectional endings, suffixes, and prefixes. By this level, students are now reading silently. In second grade, students should start the year reading a level J, which again is the end of year expectation for first grade. By the middle of the year, second graders should be reading a level L. These texts have limited illustrations. Students are required to bring more prior knowledge to their reading. In level L text, students are beginning to recognize themes and abstract ideas. All reading should be smooth and fluent. The end of year expectation for second graders is a level M. Characteristics of level M text are similar to level L. However, there are more elaborate plots and characters that change over time. So now that you know the expectations, you're probably thinking, well, how can I help my child? The most important thing you can do for your child is make sure they read every night. Develop a routine for when and where they read. Encourage them to read their book in the bag to you. You can even share the reading with them. For example, they read a page and you can read a page. Also, you can read a book to your child. It is important for you to enjoy books together and for them to hear what fluent reading sounds like. For most kindergarten students and some first grade students, you can encourage them to point under each word as they read. If they come to a word they don't know, prompt them to look at the first letter and get their mouth ready to make the first sound. Then have them look at the picture to think about what would make sense. These three prompts are what you need to focus on for beginning readers. A beginning reader would be considered level A through C. Once your child has beginning reading strategies under control, you can move on to more generative prompts. The most important question we want students to ask themselves is, does what I read make sense? The only reason we want children to read is to gain meaning and knowledge. So instead of saying sound it out, ask the child to think about the story and what would make sense in the story. It's okay to have them look at the letters in the word, but always cross-check with, does it make sense and does it sound right? We hope this video was helpful regarding our school reading program and how you can help your child be successful in reading at home. We look forward to working with you this year as we open a world of possible for our students.